Hello, everyone. My name is Simone Moses. This is my Unit 5 discussion board, um, in which I will be talking about learning management systems and just some of the things that go along with changing from one position to another. Now, the type of organization that I chose to discuss was higher education. In higher education, there is the ability to train your entire organization based off of issues of compliance, issues of if you are trying to be an academic advisor, an admissions advisor, issues of IT, information technology, networking, just all of that. Whenever you want to get the entire organization on the same page, a lot of times learning management systems will be used to put all policies and rules and put them all together. So what I chose, of course I chose higher education. Now, basically, at first, content migration, when you are first going into that process, as far as when you are first moving learning management systems, when you're taking one part of learning management systems and integrating it into an entirely different environment, there is so many things to look at. There is the redesign, the content audit. There's also, you have to rewrite content that you originally had already pieced and set together. There's also the information architecture redesign. There's so much there that can become an issue, especially for higher education, because you're trying to basically revamp and reinvent an entirely new system, and it also has to align with, especially like the content, it also has to be compliant and align with what you're trying to do. There's also the impact of changed functionality. With higher education, you are trying to, of course, like I mentioned before, get everyone on the same page. So with how the functionality works, a lot of times some users, they can click on something and it can automatically pop up. There are different assets as to, or different aspects, as to where you would get the information. So you may have to go to a different website. You may have to use SharePoint. You may have to use a different email address. There's so many different things that you can do. And if it does not function properly, not only can it cause frustration for the user, it can cause frustration for you. There can also be a change in how everything is correlated. And then as far as user training, there may be more steps that a user has to learn or get caught up in that they may not have been able to do before. So you would have to invent an entirely new training to train all of the users, as well as supervisors, managers, things of that sort. So that comes to be a bit much in itself. So you would have to, so for the requirements for user training, you would have to make sure that everyone knows how to may know how to use the computer or desktop that's being presented. There's also the different website browser that's available that may not have been available previously. There is also walking them through the certain concepts. As far as the administrative interaction needs, what is needed to get from point A to point B, the resources that's available. Do users need headsets? Do they need more RAM, more hardware for their computer? Is there a certain, do they need camera equipment? Do they need a certain type of computer? Is this available versus on a MacBook than maybe a regular Windows desktop? All sorts of things really come into play. And then there's support that's needed as well. There's more information technology people that may be needed. So a lot of times with the installation and things like that, which it can be very frustrating and challenging, is that the computers may not fully work the first time because the integration or the migration process was not successful. So you have to test it, and getting everybody on the same page in the same day can be complicated in itself and overpower the systems and the organization's network or SharePoint. So there is that problem as well. So that is my discussion board post. Please let me know if there's any feedback that you have. I would greatly appreciate it.